Back in college, I used a tool called Grammarly to help me write my essays way before artificial intelligence was a thing. But the thing with generative AI is it still sounds a little machiney. It doesn't really quite get the voice of the person, or it doesn't quite get the voice of the individual. And I've been seeing a lot of advertisements for Grammarly recently that specifically targets that little niche or that group of people who are looking to have authentic writing that doesn't sound like a robot. Okay, first let's talk about what is Grammarly. It's an AI-powered writing assistant who will check your grammar, check your spelling, but also help you refine your tone of voice and make sure that whatever message and conveyance you're trying to get across actually comes through. And it works across a lot of different platforms. It works as a plugin to your computer, so you can actually use it on Microsoft Words as well as Keynote and Pages. Grammarly has 3 different plans. There's a free plan, there's a mid-tier plan, and a high-end plan, but we're gonna only focus on the free and the premium for today. The premium plan costs $12 US, and it helps with more nuanced and sophisticated writing styles like vocabulary usage and helping you write in genre-specific style. If you're looking to try this tool out yourself, I did link to it below. So let's talk about the features for a second. I would say that there's 2 distinct features that really work with Grammarly AI. There are style improvement features and there's tone adjustment features. So style improvement is more when you're writing something, or let's say you have an auto-generated system, Grammarly as you go will actually highlight suggestions on how to improve your style, how to improve your language, and making it sound more cohesive overall. And the second half of the features are what I'm calling tonal adjustments. So this is things outside of grammar as an example. So this includes things like accidentally catching plagiarism or helping you write more fluently in English if you're not a native speaker. My personal experience with Grammarly AI is I used to use it in college to help me write essays and kind of help me figure out where my grammar was off, or where, kind of polishing it to make it sound a little bit better. In my professional working environment, I don't really have a need for Grammarly. On my day-to-day usage, if I'm sending a meme to a coworker or I'm sending out, jokes or writing more informally, I don't necessarily need Grammarly every single working day that I have. But in the event that you do a lot of high sensitive documents or you do a lot of high profile communication, Grammarly is really, really good for you. For the purposes of this video, I actually did use Grammarly AI Premium for a week, and I actually was pleasantly surprised with how well it went. There was some snafus where it didn't quite understand what I was trying to say, or it didn't quite understand the functionality of what the sentence was meant to do. But when it comes to the cornerstones of style, tone, and grammar, it knocked it out of the park. Every single sentence, every single email I sent just sounded a lot better, and it sounded a lot more personal. And I hate to say it sounded a little bit more me than how I normally sound. When it comes to communication, especially more of the formal communications, I tend to overdraft, or I tend to overwrite things, so it makes it sound a little bit more stuffy. And what I found was that Grammarly could actually go through, make the sentence sound a lot more organic, but still making it sound professional and making it sound within my voice. So I did think that was pretty cool. What I also really enjoyed about Grammarly is the simple interface. It wasn't a big clunky thing like some tech products are. Sometimes I feel this way about Microsoft. Whenever I work with a Microsoft product, it just feels really clunky, and it takes a little bit to get to know how to use it, what's the functionality, how does it improve what I'm working on. What I found with Grammarly is you plug it in, you start it, and the interface is very simple. You can decide to keep it on or turn it off. When you're in little icons, there's little widgets that you can kind of turn it on or off. But overall, it's very non-invasive. You just kind of are writing and it's there, it helps you. If you don't want it, you don't need it. But let's talk about if it's actually worth the money. My answer to that question is a conditional yes. I don't normally have that issue. For me personally, I can write something and feel really confident in it, or I can work with ChatGPT or Jasper or some sort of AI generator and get the content that I need and be able to edit it the way that I want it to sound. If that's something that you struggle with, I would say this tool would be extremely helpful for you. $12 a month is a lot for most people, but if it's something where you're a freelance writer or you're writing a lot of high profile communications, this tool will pay off for you, no doubt in my mind. Conditionally, I would say yes, if you do a lot of heavy writing or you struggle with your tone and your voice when it comes to writing, this tool is going to be perfect for you. If you don't do a lot of high profile writing, or your day-to-day workflow doesn't really require you to have super polished language, I would say you probably could get away with using the free version. Let me know in the comments if you're planning on checking out Grammarly AI. And if you're looking for another video to watch, check out this video that I made about why smart people procrastinate more. And with that, I will see you on the next one.